Hi, I'm Bibi. This is my third and final video in this series that I've been doing on colors. And today I wanted to focus on mixing and matching prints. There's still some people out there who I think get stressed or a little bit overwhelmed at the thought of combining prints. So I just wanted to take a load off today and give you a few little demonstrations on different ways that you can combine them so that you can just go off and experiment, have a play, and wear them with confidence in the future. So my first tip is to find a common color. So what I mean by that is to pull an item from your wardrobe that has a print in it, and then look at the colors in it and pull one of those colors out and find another piece of clothing to go with it. So I'm going to show you an example with these trousers that I have. So these are a pair of neutral check trousers that I have. And if you look up close, you'll see that it's got black, beige, and there's a red stripe, a thin red stripe running through it. So I'm just going to show you an example with the solid first, and then we can add in a print. So if you're looking for a solid top to wear with this, you'll want to pick something that's either black, beige, brown, or red, or any variations of those colors. So I'm going to choose red today. And because there's that thin red stripe in there, this top will go really nicely with that. Now, you don't have to be all matchy-match. Like I said, it could be any variation of that color. So I'm going to show you what it looks like with the burgundy as well, because that's a different variation of the red. See, that goes really nicely as well. Now, if I wanted to kick it up a notch and add in a print, then same guideline applies. You want to find a common color between the two prints. So again, we have these beige, black, and red trousers. And then I'm going to use this Argyle sweater, which has black and red in it. So when you pair the two together, they have those common colors, and that goes really well. Another example would be this long line cardigan. Now again, see the common colors in it? It's got the black, a bit of beige, and red in it, just like these trousers. So when you put the two together, I'll just show you this way. When you put the two together, that goes really well. And if you want to wear a top under this, you're going to have to wear a top under this. Then you want to go again with any of those common colors that you find. So just like the red that we used earlier, or even the burgundy. It's a bit less obvious. So you can see those three colors together. Now, another example. Just give you another example quickly. Is these skinny check pants that I have. You're going to see a lot of check and stripes in my wardrobe. I just can't resist. It's one of my favorite things to wear and to mix. Geometric prints on the, just as a side note, are usually a lot easier to mix and match because they go with pretty much anything. So we've got these check trousers again. Now the colors in these, there's going to be a little bit of gray, some navy, some deep green, and a very thin burgundy stripe going through it. So again, if you wanted to wear a solid, you would want to go with a variation of one of those colors in there. So an example could be this green polo neck. That goes quite nicely. And like I said, it doesn't have to be matchy match. It doesn't have to be exactly green. You can choose teal because there's navy and green in the pants, and they all, navy and green, actually make up teal, a different variation of it. And if you wanted to add a second print to that, you could go with something like this. So even though they're two completely different checks, they have common colors in it. So this you'll see has the red, green, and navy in it. Just like these pants, they had the navy, green, and that burgundy. So when you combine the two, what's the easiest way to show you this? When you combine the two, they go really well together. Another tip is to, when you mix the scale of prints, so you have one small print, one large print, it's actually a lot easier on the eyes, so that makes it a lot easier to mix the two prints. So again, if you were going to wear one of the top underneath this, which I highly recommend, you could go with that teal blouse or the green polo neck or anything navy. So you've got those three together. That looks quite good. Right? So if you're still unsure about combining colored prints, another way that you can go is through neutral prints. I did a video a couple of weeks ago on neutrals and just a tiny little bit in there on neutral prints. But basically what that means is you're looking at a print where the dominant color in the print is a neutral color. So if you're not sure what that is, watch my video and that gives you a list. But basically it is black, white, gray, beige, navy, brown, taupe, cream, camel, and khaki. Those are all neutral colors. So when you find that the dominant color in a print is one of those colors, that's a neutral print, which means you can mix a neutral print with any neutral print, basically. So one example is like this stripy top. So this is navy and white. So because they're both neutrals, the navy and the white are neutrals, you can pretty much mix that with any other neutral print. So this blazer, this is a neutral print as well. It's checks, but it's got black, white, and gray in it. So just to show you how that works. Because they're neutrals, and even though it's not black and white, it's navy and white, it still goes really well because they're neutrals. So you've got the stripes under the checks. Let's see how well that goes. Now, if you wanted to wear a third print, you could totally wear these thin check trousers, which are a neutral print because they're black and white. So, how can I show you these together? They're three completely different prints, but because they're all neutrals, they go really well together. So I hope that makes sense to you. Also, sorry, what I mentioned earlier about mixing and matching scales, that's another reason why this works so well, because you've got three completely different scales in those prints. Right? If it's still too much for you, then I would suggest finding a neutral print and then start small with an accessory or a scarf. Scarves work really well. I'll show you an example. If we take this striped top again, and then we've got, if we just add something like a floral scarf around it, or this one's actually paisley, purple paisley. See how well that goes? And because this is a neutral print, any color will go with it. Right? Another example is a pashmina that's made of neutral colors like that. So you can easily combine, just wear one print like these check trousers, and then you can wear that burgundy top or red top with it, or black top if you prefer, and then wear a pashmina over it in a different print that's also neutral, and that goes really well together. Cool. I hope that makes sense. Later this week, I'm going to do a live Q&A and on Instagram, and it'll be on anything to do with neutrals, colors, or prints. So if you have any questions, send them to me ahead of time, and I'll see if I can prep some demos for you. And of course, if I don't, I'd love to see you there live and connect with you. Otherwise, I'll just try and get a recording of it and post it so you can see it later. But hopefully I'll see you there. I've never done a live before, so something new. I think that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll speak with you soon.